So, what do you think of the Balls from Ellwood show?
You think I'm gay? You think I'm a gay little boy, huh? You think I'm a gay little boy who likes daddy, huh? You think I like men?
You're done.
So, what do you think of the Balls from Ellwood show?
I beg your pardon?
So, what do you think of the Balls from Ellwood show?
Sorry, what?
Balls.
Your microphone's not even plugged in.
So, what do you think of the Balls from Ellwood show?
Are you kidding me?
My entire household loves Balls from Ellwood show.
Balls from Ellwood. It's a good show. Come watch it with me under the sheets. Put a piece of you inside of me, and we can make it last all night long. Don't be afraid to go all the way. Let me take your virginity. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hey now, this is Balls from the Future. Always remember, if you point at somebody, the wife wakes you up by spreading her ash cheeks. So remember to hit him with Howard Stern's penis.
Love mommy.
You know, I hope, there's always three fingers. I just want to wish you a very happy birthday, Balls. You should always... you should always not focus on fighting the past, but always remember Howard Stern's penis. To you all, and peace and love. Peace and love. Hey now, cats, we're back again this week on the Balls from Ellwood show, and it has been a long time. I gotta say, had some stuff going on. Balls was under the weather. Balls had a problem with his arm, shoulder, whatnot. I'm pretty sure somebody has a voodoo doll of me, so if you're out there, fucking knock it off,
Stop
please.
it, please.
But anyway,
Sick
we got a lot of ground to cover. We have a lot of stuff to update you on. Xtina, how the hell are you?
I'm doing all right, boss. Doing all right. Living the dream, you know?
I thought that was me.
Yeah, you know? I got nothing.
So I'm going to get right into it. I got all kinds of stuff I'm excited to talk about. We got stuff that we're excited to, coming up that we're excited to talk about. We did a little thing over the weekend we're going to talk about, and we got some brand new depravity from this woman right here. So I just want to start off by saying I went to see Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness in glorious 3D. And I have to tell you, I knew it was going to be awesome. Sam Raimi directed it. I knew it was going to be incredible because Sam Raimi. So, no spoiler review. Fantastic. Of course, you have your cameos, as you will, if you know what I'm talking about. And there's this young girl, this young actress I've never heard of before. Her name's in the movie America Chavez. And I'll tell you what, like, she's gonna be something, man. This little girl actress is like incredible. So like, I can't wait to see what she does next, because she pretty much carried the whole movie.
Oh, I love that.
And she was awesome to see. And unfortunately, Xtina didn't get to check this one out with me, but next week she will, because it comes on video on demand, I believe, on the 22nd of June, and then July 26th, I believe, is the DVD and the Blu-rays. So other than that, I want to talk a little bit about a show that Xtina turned me on to that we've been watching. It is goddamn insane. Would you like to tell them about The Staircase?
I will tell them about The Staircase. Now, everybody has pretty much heard of this case. I mean, if you're into true crime, and even if you're just mildly into true crime, there was a documentary on Netflix in the last couple years.
Follows this man named Michael Peterson. He was an author, and then he was like running for some political office, and they were rich, to-do, affluent people. His wife had a fancy job at a fancy company, and she fell down the steps and died, or so that's the story. And so there's been a documentary, and all these people have theories and all this stuff, but they did a series on it, like a television series with actors, with Toni Collette and Colin Firth, and even what's her name? She played one of the, I think they're called the Starks on, we're not Game of Thrones people, but she was one of the Starks. She was married to one of the Jonas brothers. Anyway, she's on there too. So anyway, it's got a like all-star cast. What's that Schwarzenegger kid?
Oh, Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's got like all these pretty decent actors. Sorry, am I like about to hit you?
Your phone keeps going
Oh,
off.
sorry.
Who the hell would call while we're trying to shoot a show?
It's the weather. Here, I'll turn it off. Turn off my dinger. So, anyway, it, tells you the story, and then it shows how the documentarians got involved, and there are these people from France, and they just randomly found this Michael Peterson case, and they immediately jumped on it and wanted to come fly over and start, like, recording everything. Like, before, like, I guess as soon as he got arrested for her murder, but it follows the family dynamic, which is kooky, and, I mean, it is a little slow and boring at times, and of course, because it's an acted show, they have to, like, build in this storyline and all this, but...
Oh, but there's times where it's not.
Yeah, oh gosh, so there's a scene in, I think it was episode 3, oh boy, we're pretty scarred for life, not gonna lie, and it has nothing to do with murder, by the way, because we can handle that shit like champ, but this was, woo-wee.
I'd watch Toni Collette read the phone book, and I think she probably should have got an Oscar for this performance.
Oh, good God. I don't know if I'd go that far, but much respect to these actors, because this is not your normal acting shit. They went above and beyond. We could say that, right?
But all in all, it's been pretty entertaining. I've been enjoying it. I kind of
Yeah.
look forward to see the next piece. And
Right.
I wasn't really familiar with the case until we seen the show. So
Yeah.
I think there's a piggyback Netflix documentary you watched too.
I watched part of it.
Which do you think is better for people to check out?
I think the show might be better, just because, I mean, the real thing, it gets kind of boring. I mean, the documentary, I watched like an episode and a half, and it got really boring. This at least has filler of like, goofy storyline, whether it's true or not, who knows, about the family dynamic and all that. So that's kind of interesting, and I don't know where it's going, and I'm not Googling him because I don't know if he ever got an appeal, if he ever got retried, if he got out of jail, if he's in jail. I don't know, so I'm just waiting to find out on the show because I don't want to ruin it for myself. So
You had mentioned earlier Patrick Schwarzenegger's in this.
Yeah.
It jogged my memory. For all you horror fans, which is why hopefully you're watching the show to some degree, if you haven't checked out Daniel Isn't Real Yet, he did that's where I first seen the dude. He did an incredible performance in that. And not only that, one of the other sons on there was in that short-lived, remember they had Quibi?
Oh, yeah.
They did the Stranger show. He was the psycho in the Stranger show. So, I mean, yeah, check it out. It was a great show. Other than that, we had a pretty busy weekend this last weekend. We went to our annual Living Dead Festival, and we met tons of cool people. We got an incredible picture with the legendary Tony Todd in full Candyman get up with the hook and everything. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Got a picture with, it was a Night of the Living Dead Savini 1990 remake reunion. So I actually got a picture with my buddy, with Patricia Tallman, who was the Barbara in that. And we got to hang out with Mosley. We met Bill Mosley. Who else did we meet?
Well, you actually chatted with Savini, and
Oh, yeah, I actually chatted with Savini, and I have to say, this time he couldn't have been friendlier and nicer. So I might have just had a few bad run-ins with him, and, after watching this documentary, I realized he's as socially awkward as I am. So he was super cool. We got to talk a little bit about the upcoming, what do you call it, next week, I believe let me look here, it's the Black Phone starts next Friday, the 24th.
Yes.
And he actually got to talk a little about, he designed the mask for the grabber.
Oh, really?
And he was telling me a little bit about how the masks operate, because like there's apparently it switches personalities, which I thought was even spookier. So
Wow, I'm
he
excited
told
about
me
that.
he told me a little inside stuff on that. It was cool. So that was great. I'll put some pics up of that. Balls has been nerding out playing some video games. I've been waiting for it. The long-awaited Evil Dead game came out, and goddamn, is it fucking hard if you play on one player, man. Either that or my old-ass reflexes aren't the same as when I was a young kid, but nonetheless, though, it's still a lot of fun. If you like the franchise, there's lots of deep dives to it. You're going to love it. I've been playing this little horror game called The Quarry, which is really cool, and it's like there's like an all-star cast, like Lynn Shade, David Arquette, Lance Hendrickson, Ted Raimi, and that's just to name a couple, Ethan Suplee. And it's like, you know, much by Supermassive, they made games such as like one of my favorites, Until Dawn, and the, you know, I think it's they made a bunch of other horror games too. I think they call them like the something dark, something.
Oh, yeah, like the production company, Something Dark.
But they always make pretty cool games, and this one is actually probably one of the most visually stunning horror games I've ever seen. The PS5 really shines on this.
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean,
textures and
you can tell who these actors are, and it's just so hard to believe that it's a video game. It's unreal.
and I tell you what, it's a lot of fun. I mean, for gamers that aren't even like really fluent in gaming, you can still pick it up, and there's not a lot of gaming involved, so it's a lot of fun for pretty much any experience level. Last but not least, I've been waiting for a good solid year. I've been following the progress of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. And I have to say, I'm a fan of 8-bit games, retro gaming. And this game is a complete 8-bit, you know, button mash. And it's a fun fest. I love it. I couldn't give it a higher rating. Can't wait to play it more this weekend. That being said, what else have we seen since last we met? The Firestarter reboot, which I'm not going to waste a lot of time.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
Yeah, on some, you know, I thought, you know what, I have to say, and I know people are going to laugh, but the strongest part of it for me was actually Zac Efron. Like, I actually thought he was kind of decent. I read people kind of bagging on him, but I actually thought he was kind of probably the best part about it.
Yeah,
it wasn't terrible.
No,
but, you know, it wasn't
it's
great.
not anything to write home about.
Much like the original. I mean, the original's not fantastic, but I happen to like it. It's not great, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Kind of felt the same about this. I could have did without some of the CGI, you know. But I mean, most movies just fall back on that nowadays.
And again, this falls into the category of, do we really need to keep remaking these? Can't we get original ideas?
I'm with you on that. I'd rather see that, but I mean, it's a built-in audience. They know we're suckers and we're going to go see it out of sheer curiosity at best. So, you know, if you're bored, it's an adequate time waster. Other than that, I wouldn't even say waste your money. What else we got here? Stranger Things 4.
Now we're talking.
Part 1. We watched that.
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks, and we get to see the last 2, which I think the next to the last one's an hour and 45, and the very last one's like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So, but what a season, man! I have to be honest with you, and people are probably gonna be disappointed to hear I was getting kind of burned out on it and kind of sick of it. Really, like the last season, I didn't think was bad; it was good, but like, it was just kind of getting redundant.
Right?
And goddamn, after seeing this new season, I'm all about Stranger Things, and it got me totally motivated.
Right.
Robert Englund is great in it, and the very little you see him. It answers a lot of questions that you've probably been wondering about through the whole series.
Right.
So,
it has just some neat backstory information, and then there's like a new sort of, I guess, villain-ish character, and you know, there's some twists and secrets and turns, and wow.
the best part about it too is the Duffer Brothers said one of their main inspirations for this season was Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors.
Nice.
And you could see that inspiration through a lot of the season.
You can feel it.
Oh, it's fucking awesome,
Yeah.
man. So, other than that, The Boys came back, season 3, which I was super excited about, and I couldn't be more pleased. I really wish Xtina would have got on board with that show because it's so much fun, and it's just it's a really good series. And I tell you, it just got greenlit for 4, so I must not be the only one that's excited about it. So I got to say that's great.
I'll catch up eventually.
I'm trying to, Obi-Wan, I've been watching that. I'm not like per se like a humongous Star Wars nerd, thankfully, because I've actually kissed a girl. And That's what I'm saying. But I do love me some Star Wars once in a while. And I have to say, these Disney Plus shows, as much as I hate to admit it, it's actually been pretty good. And like, it's, you know, it's actually been making me want to watch every week. And like I said, I mean, I'm into it, but I'm not like, oh my God, I have to go to a Star Wars convention this week, you know, like,
True.
But yeah, I mean, Obi-Wan's been great. What do you call it? Here's a movie. Here's a movie that I've seen has been getting critically maligned and shit on and, you know, talked about since it came out. It flopped. It became such like a viral thing, like just shitting on this movie, that they re-released it. There was a petition to re-release it.
Oh.
And it flopped again.
What movie's that?
But I fucking loved it. I'm going to go to bat for this movie. Fucking Morbius.
Is that with Jared Leto?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to say, man, I actually really enjoyed it. Was like I think what threw people off is it's really kind of a horror film.
Okay.
Like a Marvel's version of a horror film.
Okay.
Much like Doctor Strange 2.
Okay.
And I gotta say, I can normally take him or leave him. I know all the chicks are like, oh, Jared Leto.
Yeah. He's a weirdo, but he, you know.
Yeah.
He's Jordan Catalano.
But I gotta say, man, I mean, I don't know what people want. Like, I just thought it was like a nice, fun popcorn movie, and I came out and I'm like, this was kind of a cool B movie. Like, maybe people were just expecting too much. You know,
Maybe
like,
that's it.
I'm a fan of, like, you know, garbage movies, and so apparently I was the demographic, I guess, but not the people that go and make these things $200 million. But
Right.
I'm gonna stick up for it.
I mean, I guess it's not the Avengers, and it's not the, what was the other one? You know.
Yeah, but I mean, how many of those fucking
Right.
movies can you see?
Exactly.
I mean,
At least it's a little different. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I've seen the previews, and it looks just like different.
yeah,
a unique
like,
premise,
I
you know?
liked seeing them kind of take a crack at doing a B horror movie. I thought it was cool, so I'll stand up for it. Other than that, I had the opportunity to sing. I've been looking forward to the brand new Argento film, Dark Glasses. It was supposed to be his return to Giallo, which, yes and no. Not to tell you too much about it, but I will say this is actually Argento's least bloody film and has the least amount of kills in the film I've ever seen. It's not, other than like the first 10 minutes, it's really not much of a Giallo. But that being said, I'm not going to say it's a terrible film for those reasons. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty well-paced thriller. I come out of it liking it. I mean, it's surely not one of his best ones, but, you know, the past couple things he did I wasn't real down with, but this one was pretty decent. Like, I'm not going to say I loved it, but it was definitely worth checking out if you have the time. There's some things I'm looking forward to here, Xtina. I'm going to get through all this so we can get to your Depravity Corner.
It's fine, Ben.
I'm just going to shoot them off here, but what's super cool is they just greenlit season 2 of Squid Game.
Hallelujah.
And we were talking about this before the show. They actually are coming out with a reality show.
But
nobody's going to get killed, but they are going to have the same amount of money. Was it like $42 million or something?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like high stakes.
Okay, well then no wonder people want to go on.
And they're going to do all kinds of crazy shit, but I guess it's within not killing you. So I think that's interesting.
That is cool,
I'm kind of excited to check that out. Umbrella Academy Season 3, I believe.
I think it's 3, yeah.
That's coming out next week.
Yeah, I think so.
So we're super looking forward to that. I'm a fan of that.
Oh, and you know what else is coming out next week?
What is
I think
that?
it's next week. Only Murders in the
Oh
Building.
man, I forgot about that. I wanted to put that on. Oh, see, that's why. That's why she's my person.
That's why he hires me.
I'll tell you something that I'm looking forward to that I know Xtina is probably not, but there is a documentary come out on July 21st on exclusively Shudder, and it's called This Is GWAR. It is a retrospect of the 30-plus years of their career. And not only that, if you haven't had a chance to go get These Are the New Dark Ages, their new album's out, and it's slamming. Of course, to be. I mean, not so much to Xtina, but...
It's a bop.
It,
Boss loves that phrase. Loves it.
You're never going to hear me refer to as the GWAR album as a bop.
As a bop, yeah. There was a couple bops, but not really Xtina's thing. Still,
she is not a GWAR. She's not a bohab. It's okay.
Don't even know
Balls
what that
happens to love GWAR, and if you love GWAR too, you're gonna love both of these things. Coming up, I just heard news that there is going to be Scream 6 already, and they're already starting to
Oh, is that the one that
pre-production.
they won't pay Nev Campbell for?
That is the one. They're
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's going to be no Sidney Prescott in this one because apparently she wanted more money than what they were offering, and they said no. So I hugely think that's a horrible mistake because the last one made a shit ton of money.
Right.
So there's really no reason why they couldn't have gave her what she wanted. But the good part is this new story. It's gonna be different. It's gonna take place in a different location. It's gonna take place in New York City, which is gonna be weird. I can't even imagine Ghostface running around New York City slashing people. But the good part is it's gonna take direct continuation from the last one with the Jenna Ortega storyline. So
good.
she's gonna be in it, and not only that, you could catch her in October in Tim Burton's Netflix series Wednesday, where she plays Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family. Christina Ricci's in it in some capacity, playing somebody. Looks like a really interesting show. Looks kind of fun. I'm kind of excited about that too. So there's a ton of stuff that I'm excited for in October. We have Halloween Ends. We allegedly have the long-awaited Terrifier 2, which I'm excited about. One that really shocked me that I know you were excited about when I told you, we really loved this movie called Becky.
Oh yeah.
And we couldn't believe when they actually announced there's going to be a sequel, which is really cool. And Stifler, of all people, Sean William Scott, is going to be the villain. And they're kind of keeping the premise kind of under wraps for now, but I can only imagine. And people kind of shit on that dude. He's actually a pretty good actor. I've seen him do a wide range of things, not just he gets pigeonholed as Stifler, but I actually think it's going to be cool.
And if you don't know about the first one, the villain is Kevin James.
He plays a white supremacist, which is like crazy, but
it's unreal.
he's actually
You have to
terrifying.
see it.
So
Yes.
yeah, I gotta say, man, you can talk all the shit on the dude you want,
Just
but
call
he's
Becky.
a pretty good actor, I
Yeah.
have to say. I read something that kind of makes me kind of not have the good feels. They've been trying to reboot The Crow ever since Brandon Lee died 100 different times.
Right.
Now one finally stuck. There was rumors that Jason Momoa was going to be the Crow. I mean, that's sounds like one of your sex dreams.
Yeah, but I get that. No, but I mean, I get that that's not a good idea. I mean, I don't know that he's the best actor in the world, right?
It's just ask Lisa Bonet. But of all things, though, it's finally taken place. It's in pre-production, and Bill Skarsgård is going to be the Crow.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, again,
It's great. It's Pennywise. I don't know how the Crow would work, though.
maybe I'm not giving the dude. I mean, I think all these people suffer to the script. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think the Crow movies were bad after Brandon Lee per se because the actor was bad. I think it's because there's just a shitty story and they don't know what to do with it. But
Right.
Vincent Perez was okay, but then they had one with the dude who was the kid from Terminator 2.
Eddie Furlong.
Yeah, he was in there. It just got really weird over the time going, and then. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. Maybe he'll make me eat my words. Maybe we'll have a decent Crow. Again, though, like you said earlier,
Why do we have to keep
Why? We already
making
have the
these
perfect version of the Crow.
Yeah.
We don't need another version of the Crow.
Right.
July, I think the second week of July, I'm excited for my birthday. New Jordan Peele movie, Nope, comes out.
Nope.
Yeah, the people were saying they think it means not of planet Earth.
Okay.
There's been a lot of secrecy and a lot of guessing surrounded by this film, and they just put out the final trailer, and it makes you kind of question everything you kind of thought it was about already. So like, I'm still completely clueless. I have no idea what it's about, and going in, I kind of like that, like where I absolutely have no idea where it's going to go, and it's just kind of a roller coaster ride. So excited for that. Going to Tremathon on July 15th. Gonna see my real dad, Lloyd Kaufman. It's gonna be great. I'm going to see what is it? Romeo and Juliet, Sergeant Kabuki Man, NYPD, and the third act is Trema's War. So it's gonna be lots of fun. Gonna hang out with Uncle Lloyd. Gonna be a great night. Other than that, the only other things I have is Ghostbusters Day was last Wednesday, and Jason Reitman and his partner finally announced officially, not only are we getting a follow-up to Ghostbusters Afterlife, we're going to get a Netflix animated series, and I don't know how I feel about that. I was excited enough with the live-action movie, but we'll see. And then there's a Virtual Rowdy game that's coming out per PSVR 2, and I don't know. But called Ghostbusters Unleashed, so that might be cool. I guess we'll check that out when we do that. I seen the teaser trailer for Rob Zombie's The Munsters, and I'll make this short and sweet. Fuck you, Rob Zombie. Fuck you. That looks like the biggest hunk of shit in the entire universe. And I hear,
again,
oh, he has, I
remakes.
can't think of a better person to do the Monsters movie because he loves it and he's so passionate about it. Yeah, well, he loved and was passionate about Halloween, and we've seen how that came out. That was a big pile of steaming shit. Not only that, why are you making the Monsters colored? Not only that, why is Sherry Moon Lily Munster? Like, if you made a movie about, like, fucking Godzilla, you would cast Sherry Moon as Godzilla. Like, I've seen memes like that now, and it makes me laugh, but it's true. Like, she's... they redid the opening, and it just irritates me on so many levels. I just wish this movie would not exist. It just... I can't... I was already irritated when he fucked up Halloween. Now he's going to fuck up one of the most beloved things from my childhood. And people are just going to be like, oh, Rob Zombie. Oh my God, his dick tastes so good. I love Rob Zombie. Everyone's going to be like, it's so good. Oh, you should give it a chance. I love it. And then you're going to see young kids. I'm going to sound like an old man now, and I don't even give a shit. Then all these young kids are going to have fucking Monster shirts, and they're going to be like, oh, and they'll be like, it's going to drive me nuts. But, yeah, that's really off to say. Eat a dick, Rob Zombie. I've supported you since day one. We even, on the internet, you even, like, bitched at me for giving you a compliment once. I bought all your records. I went to your concerts. I used to really love you. After this, I'm fucking done, dude. You suck. I hate you. So, that being said, we got some show updates. We haven't been around for a while, but getting back on the rails. Xtina is diligently trying to find somebody that has near-death experiences. So if you know anybody, hit us up. So her show will be coming back shortly. Obviously, you're watching a new Balls from Ellwood show right now. This show is going to change a little bit, just for, length. I don't think people really want to see something so long anymore, so I'm trying to kind of streamline things. So you're just going to see our little musings about things, and then my interviews are going to be a completely separate entity, a separate show altogether. So that'll be coming up. We have my show with my buddy Wheels, Movie Snobs. We just put out a new episode, I think, last weekend. And then my buddies, he does the beginning, the theme song, the beloved Balls from Ellwood theme song, Mold the Band. And they do a sketch comedy called Film School. They've been working hard on this sketch comedy show exclusively for the Balls from Ellwood TV network, and episode 1 launched yesterday. It's called Hi, I'm Michael C. Rogers. That's me, by the way, my real name. And I tell you what, people's been loving it. It's over 100 views in less than 24 hours. People seem to really been digging it, so I think it's personally really funny.
Apparently it's now become a biopic of his life. And
I had no idea that, like, that's what the whole focus of the show is going to be about, to kind of surprise me, which, I mean, so you're going to watch, each episode's going to be a biopic of my life, and some's going to be factual, some maybe not so much, but it's
I'm getting thrown in the mix somewhere.
One thing I can tell you is it's going to be funny as hell.
Oh,
and the first episode is hysterical, so go back and check that out. Just go on YouTube on the Balls from Ellwood
BFE TV.
Yeah, BFE TV, Balls from Ellwood Television. On our YouTube channel, you can find all those great shows and more. So, other than that, Xtina. Yeah. It's been a long time since I got a taste of your depravity. Please, would you do me the honor?
Oh, I sure will, my dear. I sure will. So, I heard this story recently, but it's an older story. It's been, probably almost 10 years. There was a situation, we'll say, in Alabama back in 2013. And I don't know how this went under my radar. I feel like this should have been a really big story, and maybe it was, maybe, I don't know, 2013, maybe I wasn't as into true crime as I am now, I think is probably the issue. But so there was a man, Jimmy Lee Dykes, from Midland, Alabama. There's a Midland everywhere, just like Elm Street, I swear. He was from the Vietnam War era, so I'm going to give you a little background on Jimmy Lee here. He, built himself a bunker because he felt the end of times were coming, and also because he was afraid of like hurricanes and tornadoes and things like that. So
Did he build this bunker on rock and roll?
I don't know. I don't think so.
We built this bunker. No, I'm sorry.
Right, yeah. Not quite. I think he built his bunker on hate. So we'll see. But so Jimmy Lee, he had this buddy who was a bus driver, Charles Poland. And Jimmy didn't have too many friends, but the bus driver, Charles Poland, was his buddy, 66-year-old Charles Poland. And he drove these kids to school and from school every day, and he loved these kids, you know, like it was a nice little community, you know. And one day, Jimmy's standing there, like, waving him down while he's doing his run. He's taking the kids home. It's like 3 in the afternoon, whatever. And so, of course, Charles stops the bus, because that's his friend. And Jimmy gets up in the bus, and he has a gun. And he tells his friend that he needs to take 2 kids hostage. And if he doesn't comply, he's going to kill him.
Jeez.
Yeah. And of course, you know, this Charles, the wonderful man he is, he like cares about these kids, you know, and he had specific requests. He wanted them to be boys, and they wanted them to be a certain age, like 8 and 5 or something like that. And, you know, he kept telling him, no, you're not getting my kids. And these poor kids are like, you know, getting scared and screaming or trying to hide. Now, I don't know why they weren't trained to go out the back door, but I think they did eventually. But it took too much time by the time they realized what was happening. They just thought maybe they were having a discussion or what have you. And then finally, old Jimmy got, you know, aggravated, and then he shot and killed the bus driver, his supposed friend. So once he did that, he took a young boy, 5 years old, with him. His name was Ethan Gilman. 5-year-old autistic student, nonetheless. And he took him with him to his bunker. And then, of course, you know, the kids on the bus who were left to witness this, they called 911, and of course the cops came and you know, dealt with the situation, but, you know, they weren't quite sure who he was or whatever, but they realized he had this young boy. And his parents were like, well, he's on specific medication. Like, if he doesn't have his medication, you know, it's going to be a rough go. Well, luckily, they figured out who this man was, and the police were able to get little Ethan his medication through a PVC pipeline that this man had in his bunker. And he allowed the police to send down the medication for the boy, which I thought was kind of strange. Like, I don't know what he wanted. The reason he wanted the boy, and it isn't because of why you would think he wanted the boy, which is kind of strange. He wanted to make a point. He wanted to get on national TV or some sort of TV. He wanted a female reporter there, a specific one, because he had a story to tell, and he wasn't going to stop until everybody heard his story. And, you know, he wanted to go off about whatever political issues he was aggravated about at that time. And so he, you know, is basically using this boy as a tool, because, you know, when you kidnap a kid, people are going to care, obviously, more than they would anything else. So, you know, he didn't, well, they tried to get him his interview, and I guess he kind of denied it or what have you. I don't know. It was kind of crazy, but kept this boy for 5 days in the bunker, and the cops were there like pretty much the whole time. I mean, the FBI ended up getting involved. It was a whole thing, but they had to find a way to get the boy out safely, you know, and they knew there were bombs. The man had bombs ready to be detonated at any given moment. So it was a tricky situation. So you think like, holy crap, 5 days, and you already know where he is. You're outside of this place for these 5 days, and you can't do shit. But I can't even imagine what it would be like to be law enforcement and be in that situation. You got to keep that kid safe. That's your number one priority. And so, you know, through means of course, you know, trying to talk to the man, and, you know, giving him like demands that he wanted and whatnot. He was, in these 5 days, training this little boy how to detonate this bomb, essentially. Because I think the goal was, like, he was going to try to, you know, he wanted, obviously, the police to die once they got in there or something. But luckily, they were able to get the boy out safely. And then, you know, they had a shootout with the man, and ultimately they killed him. So, yay! I know, happy ending, right? That is a kind of a happy ending. I mean, sadly, this, you know, bus driver died a hero, you know, but still, like, how pointless again.
Doesn't bring him back.
Doesn't bring him back, but he did die a hero. Now, how this young man is, apparently, I didn't know this part, but they were on Dr. Phil with his mother, and I was waiting for your Dr. Phil impression.
Tell me, how do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Tell me about your situation.
Yeah.
Did you learn to detonate the bomb? How was this crazed vigilante?
Oh my goodness, you're a nut. So yeah, I don't know. They demolished the bomb. I guess it posed a biological risk. I don't know why. I'd have to look into this, but I'm reading here that this young kid was later adopted by a local reverend. So
Oh boy,
I
now
know.
he's real. Those problems are really going
I
to
know,
happen.
right? So
He
I don't
went
know
from
what's up.
psychopath with a gun to butt fucking now. Jeez.
I don't know why the case that, I mean, he had a mom. Maybe something must have happened to her. I don't know. I'd have to really look into that a bit further. But I feel like that was like a huge, crazy story that I don't feel like it got probably the, you know,
Yeah, I don't remember ever.
you know, you remember hearing anything about that? I feel
No.
like you would hear that. But at any rate, it's kind of interesting because he would have them send not only his medication down, but he would have them send like his favorite like coloring books and things like that. So like he actually took very good care of this kid, which is so rare in these things. Like usually they're doing something nefarious, but he was literally a pawn in the greater scheme of this, you know, just him being a nut. And I do think that, you know, it had to do with he was a Vietnam vet and he had a lot of mental issues that weren't ever clearly ever addressed. And maybe had he had the proper therapy or medication or what have you, maybe old Jimmy Lee could have been, you know, a better person for it, you know. But I don't know. Some people just get so fucked up that they can't come back from it, and I get that too. But, you know, to kill people and take their kids and scare parents half to death, I don't see the point there, you know. You're never going to get your, I mean, I don't know. Well, nothing's going to change, in other words, you know. So whether, yeah, he did get the attention he wanted and he did get to say what his issues were, like with whatever political stuff he was dealing with or pissed about, but did anything change? Probably not. You know what I mean? Like, of course they're going to listen to you, and I guess that was his goal. But did people need to die about it? Come on. Get it together, people. Get on your medication.
That just goes to show you, like, what happens when people stop taking their pills.
Right. Yeah, it's just sad, you know? And again, it's always one of these situations where it is sad, but it kind of had a happy ending in a way because the little boy got saved. He, you know, I guess didn't seem to have too many repercussions from it. I mean, who knows? He's probably 14 now, I'd imagine. So, you know, who knows if that haunts him in his dreams or what. But the man treated him so well, I think he just thought he was on like a little trip, a little adventure, you know, which is kind of strange, you know. And the man never had children, and it makes you wonder, like, was this like a last-ditch effort to maybe have some semblance of humanity? I don't know. Very strange.
You can't rationalize the crazy.
That's true. If we could, we'd be millionaires, right?
True that, yo.
Alrighty. Well, that's it for the Depravity Corner this week.
All right, well, before I wrap it up, I just have two recommendations for album reviews. The new Bruce Lee band came out. I think it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's really good. Check it out at Asian Man Records. On Bad Time Records, the debut album of Jer, the trombone player from We Are the Union. He has his own solo thing going out. They're actually out touring with Kill Lincoln and Dissidente right now. And tell you what, his album is a complete banger. Make sure you pick that up. And today, I actually just got the new single from Joker's Republic. Austin Gray, lead singer, sent to me. I am going to be reviewing an advanced copy of the new album. So check out Gin and Tonic right now. It's streaming free on YouTube and all your major platforms. We will be reviewing the whole album next show, and hopefully I'll be getting him in for an interview to talk about it track for track. Other than that, interviews I have coming up, I have Paul Bellini from The Great Kids in the Hall, so you can look forward to that. I have Veda Calista from Trauma. She was in Shakespeare's Stitstorm. And last but not least, I have my buddy Scarfo from the punk band Complete Bastards. That's going to be coming up on my interview page. And other than that, I have a few little cool things that you can check out. Nika, I believe. Is this Nika? Yeah, Nika. They put out a 40th anniversary. I don't know if you cats can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Anniversary figure with, interchangeable heads, dagger, all kinds of cool stuff. That's right, to my darlings. Check that out. That's super cool. As you know, one of my favorite films of the year, and Xtina's last year, X came out. You want to go out and check that out, pick that up while you can.
Excellent film.
And last but not least, I've been reading this book. It's one of the best books I've ever read about ska. It's called In Defense of Ska. Pick that up pretty much everywhere now. It officially came from Bad Time Records, but now I think you could get on Amazon and everywhere. And it pretty much talks about the big resurgence of ska in the 90s, the third wave, and how it became not taken seriously, and now how it's more popular than ever. So check it out, cats. It's got some great picks and stories from bands from the 90s. It's really, really interesting. So check that out. And other than that, we will see you again next time. So peace and love, peace and love.